Three of my favorite colors plus black and white. All right, let's do this. I am so glad that you're here today. We're getting started right away with putting down tape and then a layer of gesso. I let that dry, and we're going to jump right into making some marks here. I am just picking out some of my favorite ones. I've got a stash here in this container, kind of a mix of pencils and crayons. And any color goes here, even though I'm doing just three main colors plus black and white. When it comes to my mark making, I just pick my favorite ones and put those down. I did switch to my left hand, which is my non-dominant hand, so I can stay as loose as possible. Right, here's our three colors: Cobalt Blue, Indian Yellow, and Blue Green. And these are all Neocolor paints. And so if you are interested in learning more about Betty's Bundle, then just comment below Nova, and I will send you a link so that you can check out those paint colors. I did put down some black and white in addition to those. So we're getting started with, on the paint side, we're getting started with black. And I love putting down black first so that I have that dark background to start with. And then I just wipe off my brush and dip it right into the white so that I can put down some larger pieces, some larger elements is what I like to call them, just to add some structure to the piece. And this kind of helps with the composition. I know a lot of folks that are getting started with abstract struggle with the composition part of it. And this is one way to really help with my composition by putting down larger elements. And those are going to serve as the more, I don't like to call them focal points, but just the bigger points of interest in my little pieces here. Now I grabbed my rigger, and a rigger brush is just simply a brush with really long bristles on it. And I absolutely love using it because I can make some really nice thin marks. Now, in order to do that, you want to make sure that your brush is really wet. Normally, I don't like to add water to my colors, but when I use a um, brush such as this one, it'll move that paint a lot easier if I've got water on it. I created that dark green down there, which I thought it was beautiful, and there I just added too much white to it, but it was really a gorgeous color. And that's one of the reasons why I love to include yellow when I'm using a limited palette, because with yellow, I know that I can always, well, almost always make green. I could always make green because I always have black. I was just thinking if I did some warm colors like a pink and a red and a yellow, I'm not going to be able to make green. But if I grab the black with the yellow, then I can make a green. So yes, you can almost always make a green. Here I'm just kind of mixing as I go, still sticking with this rigger for now. And I'm using it not just to make lines, but I'm using it also to paint with it, so filling in areas. And what I love about the rigger is it's really easy to not be precise with it. And that gives me a little bit more flexibility with, covering up areas, but not entirely covering them up. Here I'm going right over some of those gray marks that I initially made that kind of set the foundation for some of these pieces. Or I should say for all these pieces, all four of them. Now, my favorite thing in addition to creating art is mixing colors. It's just one of those things that I love to do. I know that there's some artists out there that just prefer, whichever color is in the tube and they really like to use that color. But for me, there's just something magical about mixing several colors together to create your own color. And I feel that kind of becomes your signature colors after a while because you start figuring out which colors you really like to mix together. And what I love about it as well is that it's really hard to recreate that same identical color. Now, I know for some people they hate that because they fall in love with a certain color they mixed and then they can't figure out how they mixed it. And I totally understand that. But I think with the intuitive process that I like to do, it's not just the intuitive painting, but I love the intuitive part of creating colors as I go and knowing that I'm just not going to be able to recreate that identical color ever again. And so there's just something really fun and magical for me when I'm creating art. Indian yellow is what I call a very warm yellow. It looks almost like it's orange, and it creates this nice balance with these other colors that I've selected today. Now here I'm using it almost completely out of the jar, which it's not something that I do very often, but with this warm yellow, and it's a transparent yellow, meaning that when you put it over an existing color, you're going to be able to see that previous color or at least the shapes underneath. I really like that about it. And if I want it to be more opaque, I will add some colors to it. So, for example, if I was using other yellows, um, the other yellow that I really like to use is cadmium yellow medium, which is more of an opaque yellow. And so when I mix those together, I get more of an opaque Indian yellow. The other way I can do that is by adding white. So at some point here, I will add some white to that Indian yellow to make it a bit more opaque. Guess I'm really loving the rigger this time because I haven't let it go yet. And I do like to switch up my brushes so that I add a variety. This I'm creating in my RV. This is when, let's see, this took place earlier this year. Right now it is July 23rd at the time of this voiceover. I'm in Croatia visiting my parents, and I created these when I was in my RV for like 5 days, 6 days in the southern part of Idaho. And it was so fantastic because I was in one place for a whole week and I set up my desk here, my table. It's my kitchen table. It's my workspace when I work on my computer. It's my only desktop that I have in my RV. And I just left all of my supplies out all week, which made it so much easier to pick them up and create again. So during that week, I was really challenged. I challenged myself with creating every single day, and I met that challenge, and it was really fun to do. So I believe this is, it may be like day 3 or 4 of those days that I was there. Really loving this color combination. The blue green is really one of my favorite colors, and so I love to use it when I can. And mixing it with the cobalt blue and the Indian yellow, I think just creates these fantastic little pieces of art. I am really loving them. Now here I've created kind of a almost like a slate color, which I really love. It's bringing in a lighter value into these pieces, which I really like to do, especially as I am working more towards the end of a painting, is when I start bringing in lighter values. I already have the dark values, those really, that black in the very beginning and some of that darker green, which I think I may have obliterated most of it, but coming in with lighter values is adding that other extreme on the values chart. Now, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, I am ever so grateful for you coming back and seeing another one of my videos. I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and also give me a thumbs up. I am trying to reach 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube and really just continuing to build this community that loves abstract art. So if you've got a friend that you think might like my art, I'd appreciate it if you can share this video with them or any one of the videos that I've got on my channel. I've got quite a few of them. I am sticking to this rigor. I'm just in love with the rigor this time. But I have added a lot of variety to each one of these pieces, even though I am sticking with the rigor. So what I'm making sure here is that I've got some larger elements and smaller ones and some mid-sized ones. And I can do that with a smaller brush. It just means pressing down harder or covering a larger area so that I get that variety in there. But I do like to, when I'm teaching, when I am doing workshops and art retreats, I do encourage students to have a variety of different brushes. Today, do as I say, not as I'm doing here. Although you can see on my desktop, I do have other brushes available to me, but sometimes I just get so stuck with one. However, I am glad that I'm making a lot of variety, a different variety of different marks here. I do want to share with you, since I'm recording this at the end of July 2026, that I am opening up the doors to my Italy art retreat for end of July, beginning of August of 2027. So if you're interested in getting some details about that and joining my VIP list, just leave the word Italy down below, and I'm going to send you a link to get on the VIP list. I'm sending out emails with more details about the Italian art retreat just to the folks on my VIP email list. So if you're on my regular list, you're not going to get all the details. You've got to be on my VIP list. So again, leave the word Italy down below, and I'll make sure you get a link so that you can join in. We're a week away from registration, and I open registration up for just the folks on my VIP list. And then I'll open it up to the folks on my regular email list. And then if there's still space available, I will open it up on social media, on YouTube, all those other channels. Okay, coming in with more of a grayish color, bringing back some of those elements that got lost in there. I do love gray as a neutral. So I have a love for bright colors and bright, happy colors. And I learned that when you come in with a neutral, those colors that I love so much pop so much more when a neutral is introduced. So I tend to use a lot of gray as a neutral, but you can warm up a gray. You can add some, here I'm looking at it and I can see that there's, some blue-green undertones to it, but you can also do a warm gray. So if you were to use, for example, if you're using reds or pinks, you add just a little touch of that color to your gray that you created to warm that gray up a bit. The other thing I really love to do in my paintings is do a mix of both warm and cool colors, not just in terms of, let's say, a pink and a blue, but also doing a warm pink and a cool pink, or a warm blue and a cool blue, so that there's more interest happening in there and they're not just all kind of in the warm family or the cool family. I think out of all the pieces that I created that week that I was in Idaho, this one really stood out as a favorite for me. And it's interesting. I love all the pieces I create, but sometimes there's some that really just make me super happy. And these colors here and the compositions that I did, the colors, the way that I put them down. Here I'm adding a kind of a quieter area in that upper right one so that, and I'm pointing something out there. And I think I'm looking for where the tape is, because sometimes I miss that line and then I've got white. And when I remove the tape, the white doesn't have that nice straight edge on it. So I'm trying to make sure that I get all the way out to those edges. Anyway, as I was saying, some pieces just stick out as super happy for me. Coming in with a darker element here. This is like a really dark, dark teal as opposed to coming back in with black. And you'll see me turn over my brush and scratch right into that wet paint. I really like doing that. That builds up that texture. Okay, I'm adding some final splatters here. I really like coming in with splatters, and these are gray splatters as opposed to going with really white. I'm going to hit this with the uh, drying tool so that I can, or I call it a heating tool, so that I can move right into making my final marks. So I moved in a bit closer for you, hoping that you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing here. Now, normally, my final marks don't typically, stand out a lot. I tend to use colors that are very similar to what I've already used. Here I'm using a pencil. I like to start just like in the beginning. I started with my first marks were pencil. Part of my process is my first marks when I do my final mark making. Also, I start off with a pencil. This here is a Neocolor crayon. And it's a great way if I feel like I didn't get in enough of a lighter value, I can come in with a crayon and do that. And sometimes you'll see me just use my finger to rub that in, make it look more like it was painted on as opposed to actually seeing those marks from the crayon. Digging through, trying to find some other colors that are similar. Let me jump in right here and just say, if you'd like to learn from me, just leave the word courses down below and I will send you a link to my courses. Since you're on YouTube, I do have a special discount for you, so look for that when I respond to your comment when you type courses. This is a Neocolor crayon too, kind of a light green. Again, matching up to very similar to what I've already got there. Now, sometimes I do like to come in with some contrasting colors. Not sure if oh, there we go. Just making that Indian yellow area, adding a little bit of orange to it. I like having just a bit of a pop of color. So even though, this tends to be more of the blue-green colors here, just adding a little bit that yellow is kind of like a sunshine color to me and just a little bit more happiness. All right, pulling up the tape. Now, one thing I have learned since I've done these is if I run my heating tool over the tape, it will not lift up my paper. So I know in some of these, it ended up lifting my paper a little bit. All right, one last one there. Look at those, gorgeous. Okay, I'm just erasing my little pencil marks where I had to find the center where to put the tape. Okay, I slowed down the video for you here so that you can see these slowed down and up close, so you can see much better some of those marks that I was making there. And I will have some still images for you. So loving these colors, that kind of that really greenish color on the left one. I love that, but then again, I love the teals. All right, there's my setup, my RV, and then I'm going to give you a quick shot of my view from outside. Gorgeous, love it here. All right, here's all four of them together here, and I'm going to do individual. So tell me which one you love the most. Here's number one. Here's number two. Oh, love those colors. Here's number three. Again, as I was mentioning, that kind of greenish color in the upper area of that one. And then this number four, love, love, love. All right, tell me which one you love. And there's all four again. All right, I want to thank you for being here. I so appreciate you. And I'm going to have some more videos coming for you pretty soon. In the meantime, subscribe here and watch some more videos. And I will see you again soon. Take care and have a great day.